song, Deep in a Dream of You. Of all the moves a ballet dancer might make, the longest and perhaps least probable leap would be one from the stage of La Scala into jazz singing. Well, our next star this evening, Miss Ruth Price, really didn't want to be a jazz singer. In fact, didn't think she was capable of singing at all. Her forte was as a ballerina, and the reputation she gained in ballet was the La Scala Opera Company. And it was enough to ensure a brilliant future in the world of pirouettes, entrechats, and pas de deux, if my French is correct. But one fateful night, a friend took her to hear the ubiquitous Lester Young, and she was hooked. She tried to sing jazz, found she could, and went in search of some establishment where she might do so for money. In a month, she was back at ballerinaing. The reason? Her reputation as a ballet artist had preceded her, and no club owners believed that she was serious about singing jazz. So how did she get back on the track that put her with us tonight? Well, if Charlie Ventura's regular girl vocalist hadn't suddenly become ill, Charlie might never have approached Ruth to fill a vacancy, and she might now be dancing her heart out in some road company production of The Swan Lake. But Charlie did hear her. He liked what he heard. He hired her, and she was on her way. That she has arrived, but good is quite obvious now as Ruth Price sings from her new Roost Records album, Lucky Star.
You are my lucky star. I saw you from afar. Two lovely eyes at me, they were gleaming, gleaming. I was starstruck. You're all my lucky charm. And I'm so lucky when I'm in your arms. You open heaven's portal here on earth for this poor mortal. You are my lucky star. You are my lucky star. And I saw you from afar. Two lovely eyes at me, they were beaming, they were gleaming. I was starstruck. You're all my lucky charm. And I'm so lucky when I'm in your arms. You open heaven's portal here on earth for this poor mortal. You are my lucky star. Starlight, star bright, star I see both day and night. You are my lucky star.
Ruth Price, and you are my lucky star. Well, before we hear from Ruth again, we'd like you to meet Miss Ruth Price in person. Come on over here, Ruthie. We're awful glad to have you on our show.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Do you know something that's kind of interesting to me is how a recording contract comes about. Now, I know you were with Capitol Records at one time, and now you're with Roost with this lovely album out. How did this all happen for you?
Oh, well, I was singing about weekly at a little place in Philadelphia called Music City. And it was
They got a Music City in Philadelphia?
They have a Music City there.
Glenn Wallach's Music City, is it?
No. And they had a club for kids that were too young to go to nightclubs to drink, and the artists appearing in town would come down and work there, maybe just Tuesday nights before they went on to work at their regular job. And they used to tape things each week. And one week they taped some stuff I did, and the next thing I knew, they didn't ask me, they just took it over and played it for Cap Records, which was starting then. It's not Capitol,
Cap
incidentally,
Records,
it's
not
Cap.
Capitol. This is Cap.
And,
this is the album that has, what's the piano player's name? Roger Williams. And
that's right. And
you should sound like Roger Williams.
That's right. Anyway, they came back and said, well, you have a record contract, and that was that.
That was very exciting, wasn't it?
Yes.
Were you surprised?
Yes.
And is this the newest album you have, Ruth?
Yes. I think it's very funny. It looks like Jerry Lewis.
As a matter of fact, it does. Another thing, you've worked in clubs, as I've worked in clubs all around the country and so on, and this is probably a very cliched question, but I want to ask you anyway, have you any kind of amusing experiences that you might have gone through when you were working the round of clubs from Chicago to Seattle to Denver and so on?
A whole lot of them.
Yeah. Can you think of any kind of funny one?
Well, one, just working with Charlie Mingus, the club owner gave him some sort of trouble about being right on time, about starting sets and ending sets, and he got a little annoyed, and I used to work the last 15 minutes of the set with him, and he decided to tell me that, now this wouldn't be personal, but he was going to do something, so we'd finish the set, he would just lay down the bass at the end of the period of time we were supposed to play, even if I was in the middle of a tune.
He stopped right in the middle of it?
Right in the middle. And he, made a signal to
the
musicians.
owner must have been very pleased with that, wasn't he?
Well, we sort of got back on amicable terms later. But
Ruth, thank you very much for
You're
being on the program. So based on what we've already heard her do and say tonight, we think it's quite safe to suggest that if Ruth Price isn't a jazz singer, she'll certainly do until the real thing comes along.
Till the real thing comes along, I'd gladly move the earth for you to prove my love, dear, and its worth to you. If that isn't love, it'll have to do. Thing comes along with all the words, dear, at my command. I just can't make you understand. I'll always love you, honey, come what may. My heart is yours. What more can I say? I'd cry for you, fly for you, tear the stars down from the sky for you. If that isn't love, it'll have to do. All the words, dear, at my command. I just can't make you understand. I'll always love you, come what may. My heart is yours. What more can I say? I'd cry for you, fly for you, tear the stars down from the sky for you. If that isn't love, it'll have to do. Comes along.
Ruth Price and a lovely old ballad, Until the Real Thing Comes Along. Gee, that brings